When Backstairs Billy opens in the West End on Tuesday evening, its celebrated director, Michael Grandage, claims the play will look at a pivotal moment in the 50-year relationship between the Queen Mother and her loyal servant William Billy Tallon. I hear that the real drama is, however, offstage. Tallon's biographer, Tom Quinn, is furious about the comedy at the Duke of York's Theatre, which stars Dame Penelope Wilton as King Charles's grandmother and Luke Evans as her Coventry-born manservant. Quinn is considering taking legal action over the production, which, he claims, uses information from his 2015 book without attribution or payment to him. I'm convinced there's no way they could have produced it without the book, as I'm the only one who has written a detailed book about his life. Quinn tells me, to not consult it at all doesn't add up. They are a bit silly because they could have just rung me up and said, we had a look at it. Do you want to be a consultant? Can we have a chat about it? But to deny there's any connection makes me cross. That's why I refuse to go and see it. Quinn confirms that his publishers wrote to the producers. They said basically it's a work of the imagination. They would say that, wouldn't they? To pretend there's no connection on what I spent years of researching, it's just very naughty. Without me, the play is rubbish. I knew William Tallon. I messaged him several times when I was writing books on other aspects of the royal family. Some of the information is only what he's given to me or to one of his oldest friends, who I interviewed at great length in my book. He adds of the comedy, which is set in Clarence House in 1979, I'm going to put a curse on the play, and it will shut in 2 weeks. A spokesman for the producers declines to comment. Wedding list for Claire Balding. Charles Darwin once made a list of pros and cons for marriage, with the pros including constant companion, better than a dog anyhow, and the cons was less money for books and terrible loss of time. Claire Balding's wife, broadcaster Alice Arnold, seems to have been equally methodical. BBC star Balding says Arnold had a list of reasons not to get involved with her pinned to her fridge. It was quite harsh, and it wasn't really fair, Balding says. I only had one question for her, can we get a dog? That was my big request and, luckily, she said yes. Jack's girl Roxy shows who's mama. 6 weeks after giving birth to her first child with comedian Jack Whitehall, Roxy Horner is already back at work. The Essex-born model, 32, was keen to announce her status as mother of Elsie in a t-shirt saying Mom at the launch of Get a Drip Health Clinic in the King's Road, Chelsea. Marlborough College-educated Whitehall, 35, recently joked on stage about his own snooty father, ex-theatrical agent Michael, explaining he is the biggest snob in the world and 4 weeks ago he was the grandfather to a FG Essex girl. New gambit as Simpsons sets up for a comeback. Here's some appetizing news for lovers of traditional British fare. Simpsons in the Strand, which fed Sir Winston Churchill and was a favorite of Charles Dickens and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, is to be revived by Jeremy King, who co-created The Walsley and put the Ivy and Le Caprice back on the map. Declaring it will be a big theater brasserie, King says it will very much hark on its tradition. It was founded as a chess club in 1828, and carvers originally sliced meat at the tables so as not to disturb anyone playing the game. King adds, I want people to walk in there and say, oh, good, they haven't changed it, although it will have changed. It stayed open in both world wars, but shut during the COVID lockdowns.